Please welcome Jeremy Taggart and Jonathan Torrens. Taggart and Torrens.
Wow! You're everywhere. Holy boats.
You just friggin' came. I was worried for a second that you wouldn't come, but you friggin' showed up.
You're knocking over all the squeegees, bud.
Oh yeah, should we give one away right off the bat,
Let's
George?
do that. Let's do that.
A friend of mine that used to work at CBC now works at a promotion department, and I said, what can you turn around for us? And he said, how about some stress ball squishies? And I was like, how quick can you get them done? 18 hours, bud, shipped and delivered door to door.
Yeah.
So if you have boat keys that you want to not sink.
If maybe you drop your keys in the toilet, not a problem anymore.
There you go.
Maybe you have a fish tank. Drop it in there.
Nice. Do you have a boat? Get a boat.
Get a boat. Get a boat. Get a boat.
Congratulations.
I'm so into chanting these days.
There'll be a lot of that tonight.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we are going to talk about the book, but instead of just having an interview, we thought we'd have some fun. Your podcast is really funny. You have lots of games. We thought we would do that as well. You've been on the show before. Jonathan, you and I worked on shows in the past as well.
Yeah.
So we do that, have some fun, have some games. The people in the audience, if you want to send us questions on Facebook, we're live streaming part of this. You have Facebook comments, and that's what we'll do.
Fantastic.
And maybe we set up drums.
Maybe.
Your drums.
They're set up, baby.
Maybe you two will play something.
Yeah. Maybe,
Fine.
baby.
Tell me about the book. The idea of like doing this.
Well, we did it, and I mean, honestly, like the success kind of falls on having it finished and seeing it in its final copy. I really wish you had a final copy to show.
Somebody in here
everybody.
does, right?
Does anybody?
Somebody has the final copy?
Oh, yeah. Can you show it to us?
It comes out tomorrow, technically, right?
Well, I honestly, like, if you got it, everybody's like, fuck it, open the box, let's crack them open.
There it is.
Got it.
So yeah, now we have the legit, like,
Campfire notebook style.
Campfire notebook.
I like it. Tales from the True North, strong and freezing.
Yes, honestly, to have it finished, it really is the ultimate success, because we know how good this is.
Whose book is this?
Mine.
What's your? Oh, yours came out. You've only read up to page. You've only read up to page 100.
I know, I got it today.
She's read 100 pages already.
Wow.
Nice.
That was like on like 2 subway rides right there.
Is it?
Whose is this?
Is it good enough that we should keep doing this? Or okay, good. All right, there you go. Should we hand this back to her? There we go. Thank you.
The challenge was, as you know, undertaking creative endeavors, you get inside your own head about it. You stare at a blinking cursor and think, I want to create something that is game-changing and epic and awesome. We put so much pressure on ourselves to make things that are wonderful instead of just saying, why don't I make it a finite lump of clay and then worry about sculpting it? So when I read Jeremy's stuff, that really spurred me on to respond in kind, and we kind of pushed ourselves. Yeah. Obviously, it's a bit of a challenge for two people to write one narrative,
right?
And we wanted it to be in each of our distinct voices, and we're a little bit different.
So this is the podcast. The Taggart and Torrens podcast comes up. And in that, what you guys have done is you've worked the language, created your own language, your own universe, your own set of rules, and now there's this Canadianity thing.
Yeah.
That you did.
Says the guy in the driftwood chair.
Oh, bro.
Are you accusing us of Canadianity,
No,
George?
this is my recliner.
Right.
This is where I just sit here and as Rodney Dangerfield said, I just plan hatred in the family.
Right.
This is where I do it.
Is that from the Leon's Don't Pay a Cent event?
That's what this is.
Yeah.
And then you know what? They lost my address and I never had to pay the cent.
Yeah, right.
Hey, George, it's worth the drive to Acton.
Yeah, there you go.
I got no leather here. That's a great reference. Did you know what the Taggart and Torrens podcast was going to be when you set out?
No, because honestly, the Taggart and Torrens podcast is a continuation of our relationship. I mean, honestly, it's our weekly conversation. I know Jonathan to be one of the funniest people, one of the smartest people.
Go on.
So
He means go on.
Yeah. But honestly, it's like having being on a line with a killer forward. That's what it feels like. Like, I guarantee I'm going to get at least 3 chances to score a goal tonight.
To me, it feels like being on a party line at the cottage and a whole bunch of people are listening in to the conversation. Because the extent of our relationship really is 1 hour a week on the telephone. And as you probably know, we each send our files to Tim Oxford, the drummer from Arkells.
Right.
And he uploads it wherever he can find Wi-Fi on tour.
Yeah.
To the point where, at one point in the last few months, Jeremy was texting Tim and saying, Bud, can you get the podcast out? Really, it would be great if you could get it out. And Tim wrote back, I'm literally on stage in Germany right now.
Yeah.
But as soon as we're finished our rock show, why don't I do that?
He's like,
That's Canadianity right there.
or it's like, I'm at Coachella in catering, I'll get to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, I'm
That's
at
amazing.
Lollapalooza, I'll figure it out, man. The Lumineers want to say
he
hi.
does.
I'm hanging with Phoenix, bud. Just give me 5 minutes. Yeah.
But
that's
it's
how it
still
is.
him. He still wants to do
Yes,
this.
but I mean, Tim's a beauty. I mean, he's the ultimate idea of what this whole thing is. And Canadianity, bodism, being a bod, what we do, everything this is way bigger than me and Jonathan. So much.
B-A-H-D. B-A-H-D.
Yeah.
Right.
I have
Like-
a theory that you can tell anybody bad news as long as you call them bud at the end of it.
Right.
Like, we found your car, bud. It was floating in the river.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, worst case scenario, you still have a friend, so it's not all that bad.
Yeah. Hey, listen. Everything's okay, but you got 3 months to live, bud.
Yeah. Could always be worse. So Canadianity was actually a word that we made up sort of as a joke. And we thought we were being a little facetious and kind of cheeky about this word that was kind of a nostalgic affection for just the time that we grew up in this country. But it was when we asked the people to define what it meant, that's when they blew us away. And the example I always give is this guy wrote in and said, I know what Canadianity is. It's when your beer league goalie bursts into the dressing room 3 minutes before you take the ice. And when I read it, I was like, friggin' rights, I know what that feels like.
Yeah.
That is Canadianity.
for sure.
And people had their own definitions of it, both macro and micro, and they really took ownership of it. Do you know what I mean?
I know exactly. Well, so that's the story you always tell. What's the one you don't always tell to define Canadianity?
Ooh.
I like the idea that it was actually Rick Mercer giving a thank you speech at the Canadian Screen Awards. And he said, I have my career because I didn't ever set out to be anything I wasn't. I always wanted to make shows in this country. I love this country dearly, and I don't need to be anything else. And that really rang my bell. Because I was a 17-year-old kid working on Street Sense when This Hour Has 22 Minutes started at CBC Halifax. And I watched Rick go from 0 to 60 really fast. And he always stayed true to who he was. And, we do have stars in this country. And there are people like Gordon Pinson and Rick Mercer who didn't have to leave. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And I would
Oh, I know
tell
what you
you,
mean.
Do you know what I'm saying?
It's in the book I write my perspective of what being Canadian is, and it has a lot to do with our perspective and how I guess we're kind of reticent to give information. We're more like cops, where we like let people. We throw the small volleys, like, how's it going? Right on. Cool. How you doing? Cool.
cops.
What else is going on? That's nice. Sure. Awesome. Well, that's great. But in the back of the mind, you're literally like questioning this person, and that Canadianity / niceness is actually veiled strength. It really is like, you know what? I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, but I don't really know you, but we'll see in about 5 minutes.
I like that we keep the bar low and we manage our expectations.
It's small. How's
Ask
it
me how
going?
I'm doing. This is what most Canadians would say.
Hey, Jono, how you doing?
Not too bad.
That throws it right back to you. Like, what do you got now?
That means
Say you're from Chicago,
Yeah.
and you've just met Jonathan in Winnipeg.
Yeah.
So here we go.
Hey, Jonathan, how you feeling?
I don't know what I'm supposed to say to this.
I can do it then.
Oh.
Okay.
Hey, Jeremy, how you doing?
I'm pretty good. How you doing?
Yeah, just pretty good. I'm all right. What's the matter?
What's the problem? Are you having a good time? It's Winnipeg. You like it?
I'm loving it. I
Yeah.
love it. Yeah. Why? You just said pretty good, but you didn't sound happy.
Oh, it's pretty good. Pretty good means very, very good. So happy.
You've played big shows in Winnipeg. You've toured across
Yeah.
this country over the years, and you've actually, when Our Lady Peace came out, there weren't a lot of Canadian bands that were in a position to play arenas across the country, not bands of their current generation. And you were able to do it. So you saw Canada from a very different kind of stage.
Yes.
What did you learn from that?
You get everything you ask for. Honestly, when you're 17 years old and things start to come, I was, like you and I knew each other when, you were 16, 17?
16, yeah, and
when
I
I was drumming in a rehearsal space, just practicing, and you were there.
Yeah, and I didn't know Jeremy that well. All I knew was it was around the corner from the movie theater that I was an usher in.
And our friend Stu,
he had a rehearsal space across the way, and that's where I would go, and we would do things and sleep when you couldn't go
mostly
home.
sleep. You were drinking back then.
I sure was.
Yeah.
I sure was, Jared.
Yeah.
It's part of the reason why I don't today. But there was this.
You were a bit of a drunk back then. Actually, like, can you? I'm working on like trying to get this Steely Dan jam going. Can you get this guy out of here, Stu? It's pretty banged up.
I just
Was he that guy?
I was just looking for a couch. I
Yeah.
was looking for a couch.
Yeah.
Right.
But Jeremy was you were young, but here's what was interesting is you were by yourself.
Yeah, you always heard just drumming behind the wall.
Behind this one concrete wall in Rumblefish Studios, and we're like, who? And then he gets the Our Lady Peace job, but I didn't put the two together.
Okay.
And I didn't see that initially, and I went, wait, I know that guy.
Yeah.
And Stu said, that's the guy
Yeah.
who was 15 or something playing.
And then it kind of came full circle when you started working for The Edge.
That's right.
I was like, I remember this guy, and then we started,
And that was it.
That was it.
I
And
had-
then we know this guy, Jim Richards.
Jim Richards is
one
here
of our
as well.
favorite people in the
Hi,
world.
Jim Richards. How are you today, bud?
It's
Great.
it's really a small world between you, Bob Makowitz, him, and Jeff Merrick.
Bob
It's
is
like-
on camera right now.
Yeah.
Bob is filming Monique. Monique
There's
is
Bob
providing
right there.
the sign language.
Bob,
for
I
us
actually
today.
played on tour in Glue. He opened with us with Glue Leg when you were in Glue Leg in 1993.
And when you guys played Conan for the first time,
That's
you
right.
wore a glue leg shirt.
Damn right I did.
Wow.
Always repping
Yeah,
Canadianity.
that's right. John Stewart was a bod, man. He was full on. He actually hosted a Canadian cross Canada radio thing for us for nothing,
That's amazing.
and just was like. And then 2 years later, he became the hero of all nations.
And I was on Street Sense, so we all have our stories, which is cool.
But
That's so cool because it's practically the same.
then Jonah Vision.
Yeah.
And so Jonah Vision, people still talk about Jonah Vision and what it meant for them. Did you know what it was meaning? What it could mean at the time?
No, neither Street Sense nor Jonah Vision felt particularly cool at their respective times.
Out of here.
Street Sense was a consumer affairs show for kids on Saturday morning on the public broadcaster. It was not exactly Catwalk, nor was it Student Bodies. I'm happy in retrospect with what those shows did, which was not speak down to their audiences, but give kids the information. It was infotainment, you know, you make it funny and slip in information when they're not paying attention. But it was never a badge of cool. True story, Mike Clattenburg, who created Trailer Park Boys, worked on Street Sense at the same time I did. And there was 1 week on the Pit on Street Sense when we incorporated what would become J-Rock into the Pit.
Right.
Because we spoke like that. We both went to high school with a bunch of J-Rock kind of dudes. And Mike was like, what if it's a little crazy? We're throwing this product called the Miracle Thaw into the Pit. And Mike was like, I don't know, should we do it? It was like this thing that said it would like thaw meat in 4 minutes or something. So instead of it's fit for the Pit slam. By the way, in the early days, we only had one product and one light. So if you dropped it on the light and it burnt, I was like, well, I guess that was our take then. Clattenburg said, what if we said, go on, Miracle Thaw? And we foolishly didn't shoot any takes that were like, Miracle Thaw is fit for the Pit. So we're sitting in a screening at CBC and they're like, what's go on, Miracle Thaw? What does that even, what language is that? Go on, Miracle Thaw.
How did you come up with the go on? Where'd you hear the go on thing?
At school every single day. We also made a little graphic of a queen. It was like some little bit of the queen, and she was animated. And we put my eyes in the middle, and the queen said, eyes all over to one side. If you find a VHS copy of a Street Sense episode, I'm saying, eyes all over to one side, really fast in 1991.
This is our podcast.
I love this, though. I love this. Should we,
I'm crying generally most of the time.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing about this is it's always memories.
Yeah.
So much about who we are, and you watch it the way people's social media life now, is everybody's creating a memory. And I get it. It's easy to rip everybody for not being in the moment, but they are because people have come to realize that over time, things will fade, and these are really beautiful moments when it's nice to document them. And we can do this. We can talk about Douglas Copeland had that great Souvenir of Canada series. We talk about how much this country, because this country's changing so much.
Yeah.
And I think it's changing so much for the better.
Yeah.
Right?
No, it's becoming more and more and more like realistically the leader of the world.
Yeah, and it's what we've always said we want it to be. This country has a marred history, and it's nice to see
We got
that.
some good resources. That's a big deal.
It's a big deal.
Water's a big deal.
Can we hang on to it is the question.
Well, I hope so. We've been fighting for a long time to keep it, and I think we will.
Water, Arctic sovereignty, there's a lot of things that we can talk about at some
Let me tell you about that NAFTA stuff.
What are you guys talking about right now? Can we get the check, please?
Orange, you glad I didn't say Trump?
Wow.
You want to play a game?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's play a game.
Let's play a
Play a
TNT game. Why don't we play Plot or Not? This
Plot
is
or
a game
Not.
where we will read the plot of a famous Canadian show from our childhood.
Right.
And it's very simple. You have to guess whether it's a plot of an actual show or not.
Yeah. And
I'll start.
you've become the contestant. If that's
oh
okay.
my God.
And the bots
Okay.
can play too.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I have a microphone here if anybody, or you can yell it out, right?
Yeah.
All
Help.
right, cool.
We need some crowd. Yeah.
Okay, this one is Danger Bay. Remember?
Right. Yep.
You had to have an ocean-related name to be in the cast on that show. Ocean Hellman, Christopher Crab, here it comes. Danger Bay. When Doc is bitten by a rabid sea otter, Jonah and Nicole have to forego the science fair and come to his rescue. Plot or not?
Ooh.
That's a plot. That's a plot.
What do you think? Plot or not? That is not.
That's a not.
Yeah, I made that up.
Should have been a plot.
I made that up.
It's so boring. It had to have happened. I'm so tired from hearing that. I like
Again, another rabid sea otter.
tell this. What is it again? Say it. What? The description of the episode.
When Doc is bitten by a rabbit. Okay. Rabbit sea otter. I couldn't decide between rabbit or
Okay.
pregnant.
All right.
You remember the King of Kensington?
Of course they do. There's a statue
Al
of
Waxman.
There's a statue of Sir Al Waxman. I don't know if he's a sir, but he is to me. About 400 yards from where we're sitting right now.
Let's
Okay.
go to the statue. Go to the statue. Like
All
we
right,
all
who
go as a
wants
field
to play
trip.
along?
Okay.
All right, who wants to play along? Tessa, do you want to play along?
You want to play along? This is a
Tessa?
plot or
No,
not.
The dog is sleeping.
The dog
Tessa.
is out.
All right,
the dog
cool. All right.
figures it out.
Come on up. You're next.
The king. Okay, you ready for
You
this?
get a boat key floaty.
what's
This
your
is
name?
plot or not. So this is a real situation in King of Kensington or not. So
What's your name?
Angie.
Angie.
Woodstock.
Ooh, nice.
What is that, a robin's egg
My
blue?
favorite concert. Not my favorite town though.
No, I feel ya. I feel ya.
Okay, King of Kensington. The king gets in a war with his fruit salesman over rotten kiwis. Plot or not?
Plot.
Oh, you're calling that a plot, are you?
Yeah.
That's fake. I made that up. That's not.
Should we give her the squishy anyway?
Yeah,
just for
you
playing?
guys-
Yeah, give her the squish. Give her the squish.
Give
All
her
right.
the squish.
All right.
Due south. Fraser has amnesia after being thrown from a speeding van driven by diamond thieves.
What's your
Plot
name?
or not?
What's
Plot
your,
or not?
What's your name and where you're from?
My name's Amy. I'm from Barrie.
Barry, right
Yeah.
on. We'll see you
Yeah.
on the 17th there.
Yeah. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow.
That's tomorrow.
Yeah. Chapters.
Did you know that's tomorrow?
Yeah. Not.
Not?
That's a plot.
Oh!
Yeah, that's actually a plot. Give her the floaty. Give her the thing. Squish her the thing. What do you think? Should we do one more?
Yeah, let's do another one. Yeah.
I got two beauties. I can't not do these two beauties. Degrassi.
Who's the Degrassi expert here?
Anybody?
Might
Degrassi?
be me.
Might be you.
Okay. Well, you were on Degrassi.
Come on up, come on up.
Yeah.
You went to
Oh
school
wow.
at
Oh, that's
Degrassi.
big. That's big.
All right, come on up. Tell
It's
everybody-
funny.
Did you really?
We were just at the London Comic Con and we saw Snake and Joey Jeremiah
Yeah.
smoking darts out front.
That's amazing. If you don't know if they smoked, they were herbal.
Oh, they were crushing darts straight up.
Wait, okay. Tell everybody your name and where you're from.
I'm Julie from Collingwood.
Hi,
Julie.
Are you
You owe
ready
me
for
gas
this?
money.
Yeah, I do. I told
Yeah,
you I'd
you
give you
do.
gas money if you're
Yeah,
going to drive
you
all the
did.
way in. Nice.
Yeah, you did.
And he will. We
Premium or regular?
regular
Oh,
guy.
premium.
Oh, premium, eh? Okay, you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Degrassi. You're old school, but not really. Wheel's biological father comes back after losing a fortune at the racetrack and breaks into Wheel's adopted parents' house to steal a priceless painting. Plot or not? Would you like me to re-say that, or you want to hear it again? Wheel's biological father comes back after losing a fortune at the racetrack and breaks into Wheel's adopted parents' house to steal a priceless painting. Plot or not?
Plot?
Plot? You're damn right that's not! I made it up! That's fake! Boo!
Ball.
You know Wheel's
Cody!
dad, because he's such a mess.
Like, try to assault
You
you?
can have a floaty.
You must have access to water up in
Wheel's
Barrie.
dad,
Access,
come
yes. Georgian Bay, Collingwood, yes.
All right, here's the
Watch
last
out.
one.
They were okay.
Heartland.
Yes.
On a snowy Christmas Eve, Amy delivers a miracle foal when the vet can't make it through the storm. Meanwhile, Peter fumes. You know how they use all the real estate on the A story, and then they have to cram the B story into like a couple words?
Meanwhile, Peter fumes.
Peter fumes. That requires a lot of drilling down on. On a snowy Christmas Eve, Amy delivers a miracle full when the vet can't make it through the storm. Meanwhile, Peter fumes. Plot or not?
Plot or not?
Plot. Plot. He's saying plot.
Not a plot.
Not a plot.
That is
Okay, not a plot.
What's your name? Where are you from?
Chris from
You
North
get a
Bay.
squishy, bud.
Chris from North Bay.
Here you go, Sea Monkey.
Work out the stress.
Wait, did you tweeted at us the other day, right? That was
You wanted to know how long you needed a sitter for, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
We might have overshot the runway
That
on the
Mark
time.
Moran looking motherfucker.
All right, so we're going to turn the Facebook Live off now, and then we're going to talk about everybody who is watching just by doing this right here.
Okay.
Which is good. What a nice experience it must be for you guys, having all the experience that you have in this country and all the different things you've done in your life, to be able to document Canada in this way.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean,
Surprising?
Your questions are so awesome that they're like kind of answered. So if I say yeah, it's like yeah, like what you said, but like almost as cool as how you said it. Like that's what I meant.
Well,
like
look, in
as
theory-
cool as you said it. Like we're trying to do like you said.
Okay, take that, but add to it, Jonathan.
George. That's my answer.
Perfect.
Right there. It is. Honestly, next year's 30 years for me since I started on Street Sense.
Yeah.
True story. And I think I've been able to survive in this crazy business for this long because, like you, I enjoy a change-up. And at the end of Jonah Vision, Trailer Park came along. And at the end of Trailer Park, Mr. D came along. And I think if you can keep reimagining yourself, then audiences will come along on the ride with you. And the neat thing is now, depending on where I am, people recognize me for different things.
Right.
So I can't go too many places that someone isn't like, aren't you Carol Baker?
Aren't you Ellen?
Yeah. My favorite was this is in the book. I was in the airport store in Saskatchewan buying gum, and this woman started fibrillating with excitement. She said, I can't believe it's you. I was like, it is. She said, can I ask you something? And I said, sure. What's it like to be on Coronation Street? I get recognized all the time as people I'm not. Anyone blonde, anyone with a big forehead. Yeah. Used to be Kiefer Sutherland and Matt Sundin. Now it's more like Anne Murray, Gary Busey. Yeah. I'm in my Busey years. But do you know what? Never been happier in my life, buds. I'll tell you that for free. No one gets to the end of their life and wish they had less chippies. You know what I mean?
One of the things in the book that I like is that you tell stories and then you break it up and then there's lists, and I think I like you know so much about music. You guys have your areas that you love.
Yeah.
Top 5 drummers, top 5 bands, things like that. Mm-hmm. Walk us through some of that.
Well, that's fun. I mean, to talk about your favorite things and that's what this whole book is about, talking about the pleasures of this country and what we enjoy about it. And I mean, I talk about drummers that I love, people like Ray Garraway, who played, with Salvador Dream. He's passed away now. People don't know who he is, but he's a spectacular drummer, was an incredible. And I talk about bands like Sloan, who I feel are unappreciated.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, that band should have hit songs universally.
When you see them play live, it's hit after hit after hit after
Yeah.
hit. It's an incredible accomplishment.
I mean, if you can play 2 hours of music where people know the songs, you should be pretty rich.
Even, another band on that list is Blue Rodeo, and we hosted
Yeah.
Fred Rock in Fredericton a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And Blue Rodeo is one of those bands that would have been like, yeah, I love me some Blue Rodeo. 2 solid hours of every single song was like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh. Yeah. And you don't have to be a Cuddy or Keeler. You can be both. Unlike
Yeah.
Lennon and McCartney, you can be both.
You can be both.
And one of the highlights of my life is singing backups with Greg on Lost Together.
Unbelievable.
Oh my gosh, that was intense.
We did a House of Strombo episode with them here, and when they played Lost Together, everybody fighting back tears in their
Yeah.
eyes, just
Yeah.
being a part of
They
that.
have like 10 songs that make you want to go outside and hide in a bush.
That's right.
Yeah.
We have a question from the audience. You want to come up and ask a question for the guys?
Oh, okay.
Hey,
Here.
it's
hey, look who it is.
Why?
It's Nathan Dales.
Nathan Dales from Letterkenny, everybody.
Nathan
Hey,
from
bud.
Letterkenny.
Get up here. Get in here.
Hey guys.
I just got to say, this guy right here, what you're doing for Canadianity right now, unbelievable. Like Letterkenny, like just
I
crushing it.
appreciate
Seriously.
Hey guys.
Like so funny.
Well, I hope everybody watches Letterkenny, but you guys are doing some good stuff here right now. So I'm appreciative that you have me out here, and we'll see what's going on. So I kind of have a question for you though. You both have kids, right?
Yeah.
Do you ever wonder if your kids sort of look at you and go, "What the hell is Dad up to?" Like, I mean, like, you know, impressions in front of the mirror, that kind of stuff. They
Yeah.
come home and just like, he's an adult, right?
You know what? That's such a great question because yes, like it's the case. That's the case. Like my kids, I remember looking at my, you know, when your kids write a like, what does your parents do?
Yeah.
My fucking son wrote on the thing, my dad's a guest on Off the Record. That's my dad's job. I'm like, what?
Is that what it says on your T4?
That's the show produced by Bob. Bob produced that for
Yeah,
so
Nice.
many
I
years.
know.
I have the distinction of being the worst guest in the history of Off the Record. Remember?
That's right. Yes. Matt Cos can attest to saying he was. Matt was the one who said
It was
that-
totally an accident.
Yeah,
Wow.
sorry about
I've
that.
heard some pretty horrible stories about guests, and I've had them on my old
No,
talk
he
show.
just
What was yours?
They called
My
him
story
unprepared.
was-
Yeah.
They called me unprepared.
In a
So
sense.
I got booked on Off the Record, and they said, it's a sports show, but here's what we're doing this year. We're going to mix it up. We're going to have some ringers. So we want some funny people on to tell funny stories about things that have nothing to do with sports. And I was like, really? Because I don't know a lot about sports, and I don't want to be the guy who's like, I can't even spell goalie. Like So they were like, no, but that's not what it's about. You bring this whole other perspective. So they asked me a question about Cujo or something and the Leafs. And I was like, well, I don't know about how the Leafs are doing, but from an English standpoint, why isn't it the Toronto Maple Leafs? Yeah. And it was silence for like 6 seconds. And Landsberg looks at me like, I don't even understand what's wrong with you. And I was like, but the perspective in the non-sports, like that, I was told, like, don't be afraid to get in there, be that guy, be irreverent. We want like the Tom Green gear. So just until like last fall, Michael Landsberg would have told you I was the biggest D-bag in Canadian history.
Shit, we should have got Michael in here.
I know.
Let's call Michael Landsberg and see if he remembers that story.
No, we brought it up with him. He's like, he blames it on Cos.
Yeah. My kid, true story, I was in Sobeys with my kid last fall, and this person came up who watched Trailer Park Boys, and when they walked away, my kid turned to me and said, why did that man just call you J-Ruff? Like sort of catching on, but not quite. What Letterkenny's doing, by the way, right now feels like the early years of Trailer Park Boys. It feels like it's got swag, and it's got a dialect, and it's got a feeling that is groundbreaking and so pure. And I love that it's dark and dirty and grimy and all the things that so many parts of Canada are.
It really is.
And you, sir, are yourself. Yeah.
Yes.
Nathan Dales, glad you're here, Bob.
What a bot. Big time.
We've got
You're the best.
Suresh is here as well from Mr. D is here, right? We got lots
Yeah,
of
Suresh.
Suresh, baby.
Hey, do you want to know the definition of Canadianity?
What?
In 1989, Suresh John secures the email address maestrofreshwes@hotmail.com.
Yeah!
True story. Then Suresh gets cast on Mr. D, which Maestro Fresh Wes works on. And Suresh had to figure out when and how to tell him, by the way, the email address you can't get with your own name is because I've been sitting on it since 1989. Suresh's email, maestrofreshwes@hotmail.com.
That's fantastic.
All of a sudden, he's going to get flooded. Flooded. He's like, whatever, bring it on. I love it. Love it.
Want to play another game? Let's play another
Yeah,
game. All right, what do you got? What's next?
Lyric or lie? Or maple syrup shots?
Well, what do you want to do?
What do you want to do?
Well, what do you want to do, Buds?
I think maple syrup
Maple syrup shots?
Yeah, let's do maple syrup
Let's do
shots.
maple syrup shots, the Strombo
The
edition.
Strombo edition.
Two
Maple-
Buds to come up here. Taggart's not
I'm
going to
not
puke. He's not
drinking,
doing
no,
it.
no,
Who
I'm
wants
not-
to come up and play maple syrup shots? You do.
All right.
You have a TNT hat
All right,
on.
come on up. We got one.
I
want
loved
two?
you in Tintin. And,
We got one other coming behind you. She's coming up right now.
okay, perfect. Two contestants. Thank you.
Hey, Bud, what's your
Hey,
name?
Bud's on the stairs.
Dale.
Dale's here.
Joanna.
Okay, so here's what we do. Where's the maple syrup and where are the shot glasses? We will read, it's the Strombo edition. We'll read a true or false statement about George Stroumboulopoulos.
Okay.
If you get it right, you dodge a
This
bullet.
could
And if
go
you get it wrong,
super badly
you
right
have to
now.
pound a shot of maple syrup.
He's got the Dan Aykroyd Scullies.
They are, speaking of Canadianity, they
Yeah.
are Dan Aykroyd skulls.
There we go.
It's like, here's $30 vodka. Hey, Dan, do you want to put your name on it? Now it's $70 vodka.
$30 syrup. I went to Metro this morning. Are you kidding?
Snap.
What are you, upper Canadians made of money? Who can afford to buy syrup at the Metro?
Dude, that's a
No
shot.
frills, bud. That's how you do it in North Bay.
Ooh, that's dirty.
Love it. All right.
That's dirty right there.
Okay, here's the first true or false maple syrup shots Strombo edition.
Okay.
George's middle name is Michael. George Michael Stroumboulopoulos.
True or false?
False.
George?
False?
False.
Don't
False.
drink the shot.
Don't drink the shot.
Okay, dodge the bullet.
My middle name is Mark and Paul.
Is that true? No.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it?
True or false?
Do you take a shot now?
No,
No, I don't have to take
nothing. Are you guys ready? You listening? George and I had a knife pulled out on us in public. True or false? Oh, come on, man.
Hey, these guys are good.
In Calgary, we won't get into why it happened.
Yeah.
But
well, it was a bartender that
yeah.
liked me.
And then somebody else didn't appreciate that.
The ex-boyfriend.
Pulls a knife, and I did what I do, which is stupidly. I was like, "All right, fuck you." So
Yeah.
I walked up to the guy as just Jeremy's like, "George," I'm like, "Fucking
Get
Jeremy."
out of
just
here. I don't want to die.
grabs my back and pulls me into the
cabsy.
You're an Our Lady piece. I'm at Much Music, and I'm ready to fight this guy, and you drag me into a cab.
It's not worth getting stabbed.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
I just thought it was fun. I'm like, fuck this guy. Let's have some fun.
She was into it, but I'm not into it like that if that guy's coming back.
I did a Street Sense story about illegal sticks and hockey curves. Dude, I feel like we've had the same existence. It is so trippy.
Yeah, like Van Halen, strippers, the chip bags with
I
air.
know. I know. We did a thing called Party of Five about a 5-man tent. Almost the same thing. Okay, as a teenager,
Yep.
George won a hot dog eating contest at the X.
True?
Pound the shot.
Pound a shot.
Pound the shot.
Pound a shot. Drink it, drink it, drink it. That's sweet. That's sweet. It's so sweet. Isn't it sweet?
And let's
It's so
reload.
sweet.
Yeah, let's reload. It's,
Pick the shot glasses up and reload because the second one's dirty.
it's only fun when you really take too much.
Okay, here is the next one. I first met George. I first met George in Pangnertung, Nunavut. True or false?
Where?
Pangnertung, Nunavut.
Where?
False.
That is true, bud.
Drink
Pound a
it.
shot. Pound a shot. Pound a shot.
What did
Remember?
she say?
We were there with one of the Moffats and Kim Dion from
That's
Entertainment
right.
Tonight Canada.
That's
Did you
right.
say yeah or no?
Pangnertung was amazing.
Oh, you said true. Okay, you're good.
But
You
hold on
say-
a second. Should we tell them the actual truth, Jonathan? We met in the airport lineup in Ottawa on our way to Pangnertung. Take the shot.
Wow. Love it. That's dirty pool.
Okay.
That's why it was more fun.
Okay, and listen, if you guys were listening to the show earlier,
Look, are you okay? We didn't hire a medic today.
We need to reload.
reload.
Let's
Can I
reload.
freshen
as-
you up? Freshen you up, bud?
As soon as one of them does one
Freshen
more
you
shot,
up.
we'll stop.
Here we go.
Maybe we should let George do a
Ball
deep
of
cut.
Kintyre. We need some like shot music.
Do you have a
pouring.
trivia question you can ask them that would stump them?
Yeah.
About you
Yourself?
guys? About myself?
Yeah.
When I was 2. My very first job in radio, my second job, but really my first job where I got paid, was out in Kelowna, British Columbia. That
True.
job, I was a mascot as well as hosting a metal show. I was a mascot
that's a
of
deep cut.
another organism, a living thing. What was I the mascot of?
Ooh,
Wow.
what was the mascot? So this
No.
is true.
Yeah.
What was your mascot?
I was
Can you give like a 2 or 3 option?
Well, okay, so yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So was I a fox? Correct answer is yes. Was I a fox? Was I a lizard? Was I an apple? What do you think I was? And you think I was? I was a lizard.
Pound the shot. Pound the shot. Pound the shot.
Drink it, drink
It
it,
was-
drink it, drink it, drink it, drink
Kelowna's
it,
best
fucking
rock.
drink it, fucking drink it, drink that fucking shot, fucking drink it.
Hey, let's give him some squishies.
Brah, 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 fucking drink it, hop, hop, hop. That's like my Post Malone shit. Drink that shit, fucking drink it. What? Brah, brah, blah, oh, get it in you. Hey, champion, 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 fucking get it in your gut.
How many copies of your solo record did you sell? I forget.
5 million.
Yeah. Thanks for playing Maple Syrup Shots,
Yes,
bud.
thanks.
That was fun.
That was fun. All right, let's do another top 5 from the book. Another part of the book that you think will get people to buy it.
One of my favorite categories, Canadian game shows. Bumper Stumpers.
Bumper Stumpers.
Test Pattern.
Whoa,
Talk About.
whoa.
Remember Talk About?
Let's play Talk About.
Okay, for 20 seconds, Talk About cars.
Cars. They have wheels.
Ding.
They have different colors. They're steel. They're aluminum. They have bumpers. They have a steering wheel. There's sometimes things in the. I was gonna
You got
say
like 3 words.
I was gonna say sometimes there's things in the
Glove box?
glove box that you're not supposed to tell
Yeah.
anybody about.
Do you remember, like what?
Can we tell
Like,
that
I
story?
don't know, like magic mushrooms.
Tell the story.
Can we tell that story about
Magic mushrooms?
No, about.
I got a couple of those.
Speaking of Canadianity, we don't have. You were in the presence of one of the greatest Canadian musicians of all time, and there were things essentially in the car. Can you tell that story?
Oh yeah, well,
Without saying their name?
without saying that person's name,
you
because
say
until
it?
that person dies, that story has to stay like.
So should we not say it?
No, we can talk about it.
Right.
This is like
Okay.
literally the most one of the most legendary, bands in history of Canada.
Right.
One of the members.
Dan Hill.
Yeah. Sometimes when we touch, I'm in a parking lot with said legend. I have my friend in the back with his girlfriend, and my soon-to-be wife Lisa is in the front, like all kind of in the truck, and this other person that I can't say his name is in the passenger seat.
This is one of my favorite stories ever, by the way.
He's kind of like, he's a great guy, really classic, telling stories, but kind of falling asleep a bit, like shutting it down for like 3 minutes and then kind of getting back up and be like,
You're like, hey, bud, what do you think of my new record?
You guys mind if I go to the bathroom for a minute? I'll be right back.
Was he
And
on
he'd go to the
air?
bathroom and come back in, and then when he was, back at the table, it would just be like a kind of like, just nodding off again. And I was like, I think this guy's a heroin addict, like big time. So we ended up at this parking lot towards the end because, we're talking, and why not just go to a parking lot? Like, it was his idea. Hanging out in the parking lot that I'm assuming he probably hangs out a lot in because there's cops everywhere. All of a sudden, boom, 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 on the window. It's a cop with a flashlight saying, "Get out of the car, guys." And the guy goes, "Oh, okay, officer, hold on 1 second." And he just does one of these and kind of hands behind to my best friend a packet of heroin. And my friend's like, "What the fuck, man? Like, I'm just here."
This is a legend saying,
fuck?
hold my drugs.
Yeah.
Until I get pulled over.
So he like shoves it underneath like the rug under the back carpet, and like the police come and they search the whole thing, and they don't happen to look underneath
my
the thing.
God.
But honestly, like my life would have been over
that
if
headline
that
would have
happened.
been really big.
It would have been so bad because it was in America
Yeah.
as a Canadian. It would have been, I would never have gotten back into the country.
That's amazing.
So I almost got busted by a legend, and we'll see who he is when he fucking dies.
Will
Because
you
he
tell the
tried
story
to
when he
sell my
dies?
best friend down the river. So watch out.
Well, one more game?
Sure, you want to?
Because we have music, and before we wrap up,
Yeah.
we want to play music.
Yeah, we're gonna play some jams.
Did you want a game? Did you say something? You want? Yes.
She said she wants a game.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Sorry, I thought there was a game you wanted in
She's
particular.
down with the game.
All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to play a game called Lyric or Lie.
Okay,
Ooh,
come on up,
I
Sarah.
like
Come on
this
up. Yeah,
game.
come on, Sarah.
It's very simple. We read a lyric in a famous Canadian artist,
Yep.
and you have to say whether it's a real lyric or one we made up.
Yeah.
It's in the proud tradition of plot or not. It's really a true or false game.
Let's do it.
You ready? This one's
Yeah.
Jan Arden.
I might know this. My mom loved Jan Arden.
Braggart.
Yeah, I heard a lot of it.
I want a t-shirt that says "My mom loves Jan Arden more
She
than
does.
anything in this world." Here comes. Open the window, see the sun. Remember that you and I are done.
I want to say
Lyric or lie?
lyric. That sounds like cheesy and fun. Yeah.
That's a lie. I made
no,
that up.
no,
sorry.
shoot. Oh, my
That's
mom
all right.
is
It's
so
a two
mad
for-
at me.
Yeah, you ready
Two
for
for
this
Monday.
one? You ready for this one?
Yeah.
This is a theory of a dead man. Everybody remembers. These guys really know how to do things. I'll be the one who gets fallen down drunk at my neighbor's kid's soccer game. I got an 82 Fiero with a car seat in the middle. Lyric or lie?
For a squishy.
For a squishy.
For a squishy, I want to say. You
want to hear those again?
No,
You
I
sure?
don't. That's terrible.
That's the thing of it. She doesn't want to hear it again.
So
Maybe I could, like-
okay, it is terrible. So I'm gonna say lyric.
Should I be like,
They
you
were-
know when I be the one who gets fallen down drunk at my neighbor's kid's soccer game? I got an 82 Fiero with a car seat in the middle.
Where'd you get the
Okay,
beaver earrings at? They're like beaver paws.
These?
Yeah, were they 2 for 1 at Ardene's?
No. Rude.
Did Ardene's have the BOGO on this week?
I got them online. I'll tell you after the
Did
show.
you?
Okay. Yeah.
True story? Okay.
Yeah.
Lyric or
I
lie?
want to say lyric because it's terrible.
It's lyric.
It's
You got
a
it. It's so lyric.
It's a lyric. That's a lyric.
It's a real lyric. That's not kidding around.
Okay, here's a good one.
That's Tyler
one,
laying
another
it down.
Well, maybe we should get another contestant because you
Yeah.
already won the squishy.
Yeah, you won the
Oh,
squishy.
thank you. Cool.
Okay.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, who's
Who
up
wants
next?
to play lyric or lie? It's
Lyric or
very
lie.
Right
easy.
behind you, this guy.
All right,
He
buddy,
looks
you're
like
up,
he
you're
won.
up.
Yeah,
Line
you
up.
do.
What's your name? Where are you from?
I'm Jordan, local.
Coolest sweater in town looking mask.
Can quote every episode of The Simpsons looking math.
Left the pipe outside looking mask.
That's,
okay.
that's not the book you wanted Indigo. This is the one you want looking mask.
I'm angry that I ordered on Amazon. All those Indigo moths seem to get it already, and I'm like, what the fuck, Amazon?
Really? Front desk at the Delta in Windsor, Ontario looking mask. All right, here we go. Lover boy. You're looking for a cover. Don't want to tell your mother. I know you're out there. You're an undercover lover. Lyric or lie?
I'm going lyric on that.
That's a lyric. That is a lyric.
Nice.
2 for Tuesday.
Two for two. This is the Guess Who. Been talking to playwriters. Been working on words. Phrases. That's it. Lyric or lie, bud? Isn't that a great lyric? Lyric or lie,
I'm
bud?
going to go with the crowd on this. Lyric.
Lyric. Hey, you got it.
Yeah.
That's right. This is
That's
squishy.
Been talking to playwriters. Been working on words.
Right, we have one more squishy. Should we do one more?
Yeah, let's do one more round.
Right. How many more games do we have? We have the music one later.
Yeah,
right?
that's
Jam.
it.
Oh,
That's
let's
the
do
last
jam
one.
after. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
jam.
do it.
Let's get another contestant up here to play lyric or lie.
Lyric or
Lyric or
lie.
Who
lie.
wants a
Who's up?
squishy?
Who's up? Who's up?
Who wants a squishy?
Right. Oh, you're
Miley
on.
comes
All
on
right.
and wants a squishy.
Oh, okay.
No, you
come
come over
on.
here all the way in. You came all the way in. Or Lara's coming. Okay. No,
Oh. There's one of you guys.
Canadianity right there.
Yeah, there you go.
How's Janet doing in Toronto? She's having a bit of an adjustment period, looking math. But you know Janet, she's gonna be just fine, looking math.
You know what? It's a little bit cold. I might throw on the vest looking mask.
How did Janet like hot yoga? It was not for her, looking math. Okay, the Moffats.
Okay. Here we go.
The Moffats, boy band. Do you remember them? You don't have to. They're a boy band from Prairies, maybe?
Yeah, they were.
Triplets and a brother, right? There were 4 of them.
Yeah.
Bang, boom, pow. Wonder what she's doing now. My cartoon girl.
Lyric or
Lyric or
lie?
lie?
In the back, she's like nodding along, going,
I want that to be
There are
a
some
lie.
people that have like massive hands and Moffat attraction.
Bang, boom, pow. Wonder what she's doing now. My cartoon girl. Lyric or lie?
Lyric.
That's a lie.
That's a lie. Okay,
that's a
hold
lie.
on. You got another
Chance to save yourself.
Got another chance. This is a Tea Party lyric.
Oh boy.
Little let's get dark.
Doors cover band looking mask.
I'm gonna try and say it like Jeff Martin would. I'm not gonna sing the lyric or the melody to sway it, but when you feel my pain, your dark hair turns blue, and I love you. Tea Party, lyric or lie. And don't forget, there's like leather pants like sitting beside the lyrics, like stiff. Did you know that Jeff Martin apparently wore his leather pants a lot to the point where they could stand up in the corner?
No way.
That's
you
a
want
true
a date?
story.
I heard he got them at the Danye.
Yeah. No.
Didn't he?
It's worth the drive to Acton.
Yeah, right.
The old Hyde House.
Lyric.
Lyric or lie?
Lyric.
That's a lie. But
Give her
because
the
you're
squish. Give her the squish.
Give her the
Yeah, do you want that too?
No, you're good.
Thank you.
No, nobody needs
Well
to do
done.
that.
Thanks for playing the
Thanks
game.
for
It's that
playing
easy.
so much.
the congratulations on this book. You could do more of these.
I think so.
Right, that's the secret to this. Talk about how we talked a little bit about this that we have as friends as well. Just the idea of if you look back at the references of what Canada was, and a lot of it is this really white male version of Canada. And here we sit, 3 white guys talking about the history of this, what TV used to be.
Yeah.
But the seeds were sown back then, weren't they, for the changing?
You
Canada?
know what? I mean, to be honest, like the reason you're saying that is because we're 2 white guys. I can't speak for the black experience, for the African Canadian experience, although I respect it immensely. I mean, I think it has its place, and it's actually gaining so much momentum with the hip hop community in Toronto and what Drake's doing, and just I think it's spectacular where we're going, and everything is starting to make sense in that regard. And I really do believe that everybody that's alive now in this country wants to make it right.
I believe that too. I also think it's a tricky question to answer because my experience was my experience. I grew up in South Central Charlottetown. It was not diverse.
Would it be worse if you pretended? You know.
Well, there was a subway gang in Charlottetown, and I was like, I don't remember Charlottetown getting a subway. They hung out at the Subway sandwich shop. Like that. That was my experience.
Right.
But the neat thing is, we're now seeing in this country the dividends that Pierre Trudeau sees that he planted in the 70s. To your point, I'm so proud to be from a country where someone like that, who was so distinctly un-Canadian in the way he acted, but never a prouder patriot, existed.
He had the swagger that most Canadian prime ministers would never bring to the party.
Yeah. He had equal parts piss and vinegar. Enough just watch me, and enough we're opening our borders to the world. And how cool that in our lifetime we get to see the transition from where we were to where we are today. It's bananas.
He was surfing on the Douglas coattails a little bit, though, I gotta say.
On the Tommy Douglas coattails, for sure. Yeah,
a little bit.
Yeah,
because like that, you got to think about how important that period was, and the fact that it went on from there. You know what I mean?
Tommy Douglas
from 1969 to 1970s to the 8, like it was a huge difference.
A big change.
Well, you are a reenactor, aren't you?
Well, yeah, you know, I just like to put my hair down like this, and then I just kind of get on the Black Creek Pioneer Village.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Butter churning looking mask.
You mind if I cobble some shoes? Can I get your shoes? Oh shit! Give me
Looking
this.
mask. There you go. This is you working at Pioneer Village? Wow.
These are some Pioneer Village looking masks.
Yeah, they sure are.
I love those.
What is the story
those
behind
kinda-
those?
You gotta give him a squishy because he's got those boat shoes here. I love that.
Or take a pen.
Take a pen.
We're such a cottage industry. My wife made pens on the internet service. Jared's wife found a t-shirt place. We're humping our own gear. This is the thing. It's almost like Benjamin Button. Jared started in tour buses and jet planes, and now we're humping boxes of t-shirts into a Hyundai Elantra.
That's
It's
right.
like working backwards.
From a tour bus to a smart car, baby.
Whereas I'm like, this is the best I've ever had it in my life. This is sexy. There was beer and coconut water downstairs. What are we, made of money?
What?
And you're like, Jerry, you can't smoke weed in the bathroom.
Yeah.
You actually can. It'd be fine. As we get to the close, I just wondered, with all your experiences, but really sitting down and putting them on paper, what did you learn about this country that you didn't know?
I learned that I've been lucky enough to travel to just about every corner of it. I learned that some of the most profound experiences I've had in my life have been in Canada's north. And Banff is different enough from St. John's, and Vancouver's different enough from Halifax. But when you land in northern Canada and you realize we get this too, the windswept Arctic tundra just literally takes your breath away. And there's a spirituality up there, man, that is so profoundly and distinctly Canadian, but it's a different dialect. And to anyone who's never been, it's not cheap, it's not easy, but go.
And I think,
it's spectacular.
Because we really did, that was where we first started to know each other, was up there. It wasn't, it's like, it's not Canadian in the way we want it to be. We're better Canadians in the way they want it to be.
Yeah.
It predates the 150 by an eternity. It really is look to your left and your right and think this is why people
Honestly,
came to
anytime I've ever met anybody that lives, I've never been up there. I hope to go soon, but anybody, like I have family that live up there and my wife's family. And when I talk to those people, I feel like I'm not as smart as they are. I feel like I'm below them in a way. Like the understanding of what they are like. You need all this stuff to be complacent in your world. Like you need all this bullshit that means fucking nothing.
Mm-hmm.
They got it figured out.
Yeah.
Right,
Like
Nate?
I feel so dumb. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Fucking what the fuck are we doing, man?
I was just in Pangnirtown a couple weeks ago with my father-in-law because he'd never been up and he wanted to go.
let's go to Pang.
We went on a trip.
Amazing.
And this guy sent me a tweet and said, you probably saw me around. I have a yellow Jeep. Do you want me to show you around town? Tweet me back if you do. So I did. I was like, but I'd love to go for a tour in your yellow Jeep. So he came to pick us up and he was driving us around, which is Canadianity already. We were walking down the street and this guy pulled up and said, what are you guys doing? Nothing. Do you want to come over to my house? Sure. He had a caribou in a plastic container that he bought on Kijiji on his kitchen floor, just like pulling out bites of raw caribou and eating them. This was the neat thing. I asked the yellow Jeep guy, who, by the way, is a 24-year-old kid, goes to Costco once a year. He's like, moved out on my own. I was like, all right, toilet paper for the year. Because it all comes up on a barge, right? How many rolls of toilet paper do I need for the year? Trying to figure it out. He went to University of Ottawa. And I said, what was the biggest difference about living down south? Assuming he'd say something about the climate. He said, you guys and your time. For us, you want to go fishing? Yeah, let's go. You want to go hunting? Great. This, like, I have a class Wednesday at 9. He's like, why would you do that to yourselves? Why do you live by the clock?
And when people come there thinking, well, let's try and give you some routine and a reason to get a job, like a certain job.
Right.
But it's like, it's so opposite of what they're like, what the fuck are you doing here? Get lost.
Yeah.
Look at this, and maybe you should try and do what we're fucking doing.
I don't understand why you're angry with me, but that is... took a weird turn. That is the sentiment we were hoping for, yeah.
Yeah, I like it. It just is the natural relationship playing out.
It is.
When I'd land in Calgary or Vancouver, oftentimes if I couldn't hail a cab, I would just hitchhike and some dude give me a lift home.
Yeah.
Wow, that's the Port Hope in you.
Yeah, it's regular. It's just
the
like
wheels
hey,
and George.
Why not? Because people will walk by. What are you doing? I was looking for a ride. Where are you going? I'm going here. You give me a lift? Yeah, sure.
Sure.
And just hop in, and they'll drive you down. It's always an excellent conversation. It's always a lot of fun, and it's almost
with exception
never weird.
of the time the guy said, "Hey George,
yeah, that's weird.
Give me the works," and you're like,
"Pass."
I think it's out.
I'm from PEI though. I still, to this day, if I'm driving, will like slow down. Who's that out walking? Like nosiness is so rooted deep in my soul. Who's that? Never seen that jacket before around town. Who'd that be? Because it's connections, right? In the Maritimes. Right. Well, you know Foggy. He'd be Socks's cousin. And them fellas went to Holland College together with, you know, Mindy. Well, it's her sister's ex-boyfriend. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's the best thing about living in PEI. The first question was, like, where were you? You were away? Yeah, I won the lottery. We had to go get a big check. Who'd you see on the boat? That's the big question. Who'd you see on the ferry back to PEI? That's all anybody wants to know. Who'd you see in the boat? My sister has a friend nicknamed Come Come Whoa because he parks cars on the boat, and this is his job going, come, 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 whoa, come, come, whoa, come, come, whoa. Nobody knows his government name. Everyone knows him as Come Come Whoa. Same with her friend Shitbox, who found a letterbox when he was 3.
Totally real.
Yeah. She calls the phone, Shitbox there, please, just a second. Shitty. It happened 50 years ago. Once.
That's amazing. Final game?
Final game. Let's play Can Jams.
Can Jams.
Let's play some
Canadianity,
music.
Name that
All right,
tune.
you ready for this? Name that tune.
Yeah, should we
Name
get a
that
couple
tune.
buds up here and they can take our mics?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll hold. Yeah, who like? Don't, no, let's leave him for now. You're gonna play first, right?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Sounds good.
All right. How about a hand for Taggart and Torrens?
Should we warm up with a Gordon Lightfoot song? 2 chickpeas. No one back here can look at the set list.
Can you, is this thing on? Is this one on? No, it's not. You can hear me yelling, though. Yelling's fine.
Try now.
Now?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Put a capo on this.
It's... Oh, wow. It's so nice to jam with you, Gord. I mean, it's one of the pleasures of my...
Let's talk. You're on the clock.
Okay.
Did you bring your brushes?
No, I didn't.
It's a little bit loud because the song, it's mostly a guitar song with some singing in it. You know, I don't even know that it needs drums.
I know, but let me... Like, I'll just simplify it, okay?
Still too loud for me. It's not really working.
So just, like...
That's more like it. That's going to be great. If you could read my mind, love, want to tell you my thoughts would tell. No, let's again. You know what? Let's take 5. Thank you very next, and we're gonna change the locks on the studio, and we'll get back to it in a minute. Okay.
Okay.
Canadianity, name that tune.
Let's do it.
All right, hold on. Can we just give us one big drum fill? Just give us a big drum fill.
Do you want to hear me do an E minor? Just a couple musicians hanging out. That's all this is. Not like it's fantasy camp for me or anything. It's like bringing an Uzi to a kitten fight. What the hell? I am in way over my head on this.
Okay, so what are you going to do? What are we going to do here?
Okay, we're going to play a song. Put up your hand when you think you know which song it is. It's a Canadianity classic.
Okay. Count us in, or I'll count us in. 1.
She's deceiving me. She cuts my security eyes. She, yeah, got control of me. Turn to her and say, sing it. Don't push the man with the guy who shines low. I can't believe it. You got a man with the guy who shines low. Nice. Here's the next one. That's right. Worked at Ontario Tourism looking mask. Nice. Do we want to sing it? Everybody. I wanna live. I wanna give. Sing it. It keeps me searching for a heart of gold, and I'm getting old.
Beauty.
Should we do? I'm not a rapper, but I played one on TV.
Yes.
Should we do a hip hop one? Should we do it?
Yeah, which one are you going to do?
Here we go. This jam is amplified, so just glide and let your backbone slide. On the left hand, on the right. What? George, on the left hand. What? On the right.
No.
What? Huh?
No, stop.
Are you here to get your Hotmail address back? What's up?
French fries! This is a throwdown, a showdown. Hell no, I can't slow down. It's gonna go. First offense on the mix. Go on the break. Everybody put your hands up in the air like this. Move around. Yo. This jam is amplified, so just glide. Let your backbone slide. On the left, on the right, on the left. I suggest fresh what? Listen. Yo, you listen to every word I say. Every verb you heard, I play snaps a vertebrae. You try to cover or hover me, you roast. I fake a flag that I run a post. So I'm the most DES, how it goes, no X's or O's, a tic-tac-toe. LCD knows, this ain't a game, I'm on a mission.
Call me a hip-hop tic-tac-tician.
My rap is like a slab of clay, is shapeless. Shadow shimmer, no glass is tasteless. A universe without light is lightless. That's why I always take time
right there.
I'm holding in my hands before I start chiseling. Could be a rain or brainstorm or drizzling. Sun could be shining, sun could be showering. Practice makes perfect, time powering, flowering. My lyrics are awesome and tune in while human blooming and blossoming. Blowing away blockades and barricades, make it black and blue from the blast to the blaze. It's a blood sport. Both bills up and make your vision go blurry while your brain goes blank into oblivion. Beats from box to box, the bass rocks from blocks and blocks.
Let your backbone slide.
Love y'all. Congratulations with the book. Big things, big things.
Wow! What? That's
Author to author.
an act of bondism right there.
That's
That's what that
absolutely
is.
right.
And he's leaving. You guys just witnessed a drive-by shouting. So Canadian, right? Drop by Spit 32. Peace. I'm out. Thank you very next. Check's in the mail.
Well, that's a good way to end, but do you want to do one more? Just do one more?
Sure.
Which one, yeah? Remember a few more?
Yeah, sure. Pulled into Nazareth, was a feeling about half past dead. You. The band. What's the song? Yeah, 3, 4. Take a load off Fanny, sing it. Take a load for 3. take the load off Annie and put the load right on me. Nice.
Nice.
Hey, George.
Andy, do you have a question for the band? Andy Murphy's here, everybody. Come on up.
Annie Murphy.
Hey, whoa. Hey, how you doing, Annie?
Annie Murphy from Schitt's Creek, everybody.
Whoa.
I love Annie Murphy. Sounds like a swear word. Annie Murphy, how you doing?
Say it like that, it does.
Yeah.
God. Okay, so I did have a quick question.
Yeah.
Okay, if and when you do get the opportunity to slow dance with Margaret Atwood, what song are you going to request?
Oh, we know that. Yeah, go.
Love of My Life, Frozen Ghost.
Oh. Yeah. I would say
I don't have a lot to give you.
Sometimes When We Touch, Dan Hill.
You ask me if I love you, and I choke on my reply. Song doesn't need drums.
Yes.
You want to get in on the act here, right?
I do,
you do
yeah.
a bit of an
Yeah.
impression.
Let's do this.
Famous Canadian impression.
All
You
right,
ready?
here we go.
Here's the key. Ready? 3, 4.
Drove downtown in the rain, 5:30 on a Tuesday night.
You're not the only one who does the Stephen Page
Okay.
impression, okay?
All right. You going?
Drove downtown in the rain, 9:30 on a Tuesday night, just to check out the late night record shop.
I got a pretty good one. I can do a pretty good Stephen Page. Okay, let's do it. Stephen Page! Here.
Drove downtown in the rain, 9:30 on a Tuesday night, just to check out the late night record shop. Call it impulsive, call it compulsive, you can call it insane. When I'm surrounded, I just can't stop. It's a matter of instinct, it's a matter of conditioning, a matter of fact. That means you sing it too. You can call me Pavlov's dog. Ring a bell and I salivate. How'd you like that? Dr. Lynn, tell me I'm not just a better guy. 'Cause right now I'm lying in bed, just like Brian Wilson did. When I'm lying in bed, just like Brian Wilson did. Whoa. So I'm lying here, just staring at the ceiling tiles, and I'm thinking about, oh, what's to think about? Just listening and re-listening. Smiley smiles, and I'm wondering if this is some kind of creative job, because I'm lying in bed, just like Brian Wilson did. When I'm lying in bed, just like Brian Wilson did. Late night record shop. Call it impulsive, you call it compulsive, you call it insane. Oh, but when I'm surrounded, I just can't stop.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
There's a voice, keeps on calling me. Down the road, sing it, it's where I'll always be. Don't turn your back and don't run away, cause I'm gone again. Maybe tomorrow I wanna settle down. Until tomorrow, I'll just keep moving on.
Of all the hobos, you're the littlest hobo.
Dear Diary, you'll never guess what happened at work today. I'm glad there were so many witnesses here. Thanks so much for coming, buds. And thanks for George for
thank
being
you.
ahead of the
Thank
curve
you.
and
Thanks so
having us
much.
over.
Thanks,
Awesome.
guys. Taggart and Torrens, the book is Canadianity. Stephen Page, that is one of the best songs Canada has ever produced. Maestro, Fresh West, and everybody who came tonight, thank you so much for being a part of the launch of these guys' great book.